It's a gorgeous autumn afternoon in the New York area, New Orleans, and the New York Giants coming up. Hello, friends. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. We're in the NFC. That'll be comfortable for you. We've got two veteran quarterbacks who are coming off hot performances.
Yeah, they both looked great last week, and I expect this game to come down to which one of them plays better. Because these two teams, they both need this win.
Yeah, the Giants, they won last week down in Houston for their first win of the season after 2 losses. Meanwhile, the Saints are at 2-1 and having recovered after an opening week loss with 2 victories. Okay, so the football coming to the Saints to begin. Taysom Hill, the third-team quarterback, steps up as a returner, takes it at the 6 and darts up the middle to about the 23. All right, Tracy, let's get a report from you to get this started.
Jim, some key defensive players missing in this one for the Saints. Manti Te'o did not make the trip. Once again, out with the knee injury. For the Giants, Olivier Vernon and Eli Apple both did return to practice this week, but they are out once again for this one. Defensive coordinator James Bettcher telling us he hopes to have Vernon back for next week against the Panthers. Jim?
Okay, Tracy, here's Drew Brees. Almost 81% through the first 3 weeks. That's an NFL record as far as percentage through the first 3 weeks of any season in the history of the league. And he's going to come right out with an empty backfield. Looking long and now completes. Oh, and it goes in and out of the hands of Zach Line. So Brees coming off a performance of 396 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and he rushed for a couple of touchdowns last week in a shootout victory over Atlanta. First ever quarterback to go over 350 with 3 touches, no picks, and rush for a couple of scores. He continues to post magnificent numbers, and he's got 13 all-time league records, setting another one last week with most completions. And now he's going to throw again on 2nd and 10. In fact, he's going deep. Looking down the field, and airtight coverage on Ted Ginn Jr. That was B.W. Webb, who was right next to him. Never a chance.
Brees coming out attacking right away. They get an empty formation, and then they go with a play action down the field. And I can tell you, this Saints offense, they feel like they're loaded. They have Kamara out of the backfield. Their offensive line is fantastic, playing really good football right now. And they have Michael Thomas on the outside, who has the best start maybe of any receiver in a long, long time.
Yeah, he's got double-digit catches all 3 weeks. Kamara is unbelievable. Let's see if they come into play here on 3rd and 10 as Brees has Thomas across the middle for a first. And a pickup of 12. However, Pete Morelli's crew has thrown a flag on the field. And it's in the offensive backfield where they're discussing it.
Pass interference, number 89, offense. 10-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
So take away the first down. Josh Hill, the tight end, called for that. And Sean Payton coming back here to the New York area, former offensive coordinator for the Giants long ago. And that's right at the 30. That's what they call.
Goodness.
That's past the 1 yard off the line of scrimmage. Just a few yards.
That's a tough call right there. And Michael Thomas, you've got to have a plan for him if you're New York today. If you let him come out here and catch 10 balls today, then you haven't been watching tape of every other game they play.
Yeah, you're right. 38 catches through 3 weeks for Thomas. 3rd and 20. And a catch out of about the 24 by Cam Meredith. Just his 2nd catch of the season. His other one went for a touchdown. The former Bear gets 11 yards back, but the Saints are coming off the field. Giants defense of James Bettcher coming off a week down in Houston where they picked up a couple of takeaways and had 3 sacks.
Well, they're aggressive. The Giants defense plays hard. They play physical, they play hard, and they move through a lot of different guys rushing the passer.
Thomas Morstead. And the fair catch is made at the 25-yard line by Davis. Jawill Davis, who is just brought up this week and signed. And here comes Eli. And talk about percentages. Last week, the 2nd highest of his career, 25 of 29 for over 86% completion average.
And they needed it too. You know, after the first 2 games, I mean, they're a different offense these last 6 quarters than the first. And I can tell you, he played great last week. And this football team was on life support without getting that win. You cannot start 0-3.
Of course, this franchise, before Shermer got here, they had recently some really awful starts. And it was trending that way, and they were fortunate to get off that schneid as they go reverse with Beckham. And he's going to pick up 10. Odell Beckham, 3rd time this year he's run it. It's the first time it's worked.
Well, it's a good design because you're going to want the defense coming out to stop the run on 1st down, let them overplay the run, and hand it to a receiver that wants the ball in his hands. As you see the receivers blocking Shepard here. Well done. Your teammates like that when they see the tape on Monday. But that's big. Get it into your star receiver's hands early. Keep them happy. Do all the normal things that people talk about. That helps.
Of course, they have Saquon Barkley and Odell, while the Saints have Kamara and Thomas. It's a great tandem on each side. Across the middle, he's got his tight end. That's Red Ellison for another 10, maybe 11, as he forces 3 Saints to get into the action to bring him down. This Giants offense is without Evan Ingram. That's why we just saw Red Ellison. He's out with a knee. Cody Latimer is inactive.
I want to see if the Giants continue. Pat Shermer came from Minnesota. A lot of play actions. They moved Case Keenum around, had his career season there. Eli Manning, they're doing a little bit of that. I like it. It's kind of helped move the pocket, so this offensive line doesn't have to just block all the time for him. It's helped.
2 plays, 2 first downs. Handoff, Barkley. Barkley trying to slip out of an ankle tackle, but that is A.J. Klein who holds on. But still a gain of about 5, maybe 6. The Saints defense, Dennis Allen's the D coordinator. They've given up a lot of big plays, Tone, through the first 3 weeks.
It's shocking because when I put the tape on, what you see is a team that's actually rushing the quarterback better than I thought. You'd expect this to be soft up front, giving up a lot of open people. It's just the guys down the field. They got to make plays. It's 50-50 balls, and they're just losing a lot.
Saw Cameron Jordan. He's got 4 sacks on the season. He's the star of that defense. Here's a 2nd and 5. It's Manning on the slant. Has the first down. The catch is made by Russell Shepard. Now, this Saints defense is giving up over 7 yards per play, the most in the league, and we've already seen that through 4 plays, giving up big chunks again.
Yeah, but a lot of it, as you see right here, this is a 50-50 ball. The corner wins or the receiver wins. That's happening down the field, so it skews those stats. They're playing good against the run. I think they're getting decent pressure up front. And I think that New Orleans is going to figure this out, change the technique up, protect against the deep ball. Don't be so aggressive out there, corners and safeties. Make them drive the length of the field. Your offense is good. Play to it.
They've given up 10 touchdown passes. 5 of them have been from outside of 36 yards. From the 40, the Giants pick up another good play just inside. Well, they're going to mark them right at the 30 with flags all over the field. And Sterling Shepard with the catch.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask, number 20. Defense, 15-yard penalty and out, automatic first down.
So 10-yard gain, another 15 yards on this infraction.
Yeah, that's a penalty. You can't grab there. And, they had, this has happened also down the field, secondary having penalties. If they're not catching it, they're giving up a big penalty all the way down the field, and so New Orleans is frustrated right now, and it's a really good start offensively for the Giants.
They've run 5 plays. 5 different Giants have touched it. First down at the 15. Here's Barkley. One little cut that picked up extra yardage as there was quick contact on him by Davison, but he takes it for 4 down to the 11. Saquon Barkley, who's had at least 100 scrimmage yards in each of the first 3 games. It owns the longest run of this young season, 68 yards. And a rush against the Jaguars week 1.
He's outstanding. They'll use him a lot of different ways. We'll talk about it as the game goes on, but you'll see they want to get him the ball down here for sure.
2nd and 6. They can get a first at the 5. Manning swinging over to Barkley. Inside the 10. Cuts ahead for the first down. 1st and goal. Just inside the 5. And Will Hernandez, the rookie guard out of UTEP, threw a block there to help spring him for 7.
It's a little screen to him, and what you love about it is he's so dynamic. He can lower his shoulder to get a yard, but he's also got a little bit of wiggle, and so he can always fit in and get you the extra yard or two. That's huge inside the 10. To be able to get 1 or 2 extra yards, it's everything. That's why you want to keep going to those guys. Strong, physical. Oop, falls forward, first down. Move the chains.
First and goal. From the 4. Next pass caught at the 3 and contact right away by Crawley. Just give him a yard on that one. So the Saints defense still trying to kind of figure things out. They got to a rough start at the beginning of last year, and then things got squared away. There's Dennis Allen, third-year D coordinator, former head coach of the Raiders.
Well, they have the ability, the talent. They have guys playing some good football, but the guys who aren't playing good football are hurting them right now.
Second and goal, 3 yards out. And buying time, and now just take the incompletion.
It's a wonderful job by the Saints just passing it off and not giving up the quick flat route to Beckham, understanding who's coming across. That's either an easy touchdown or just a dead play if you can cover that guy on that.
First incompletion for Eli. Beckham, who's only been targeted 3 times in the red zone this season, has not scored a touchdown through the first 3 games. But look at this. On third down and a yard up to 4 yards, they're a perfect 12 for 12 on the year. 9 of them by pass. Short drop pass, caught and held on to. Touchdown, Shepard. Sterling Shepard with the grab. Little rocks, paper, scissors. That's actually about an hour before the game. I saw a little rehearsal of that move. Didn't take them long to be able to apply it in action.
No, it didn't. And this is an outstanding throw by Eli. Watch this. Go up and break out. This is a tough throw on that sideline because you have to miss outside. And if you look right there, you see the corner behind him, Latimer. You're really kind of like, oh, I got to trust this and fire it. And that's exactly what he did. Perfect throw, perfect design.
Rosas with the extra point. It is good. Eli's 343rd career touchdown pass. He moved past Fran Tarkington, who spent some of his career here with the Giants, of course, Vikings as well, but just moved past the great Fran Tarkington in the 7th all-time touchdown pass list.
Well, Eli's had an incredible career, as you see, before the game today.
I was watching this and wondering, what are they doing? Of course, they're going to do this during a game, given the chance, and they get the chance on the opening drive. They take it 75 yards in 10 plays.
Well, he lost on the second one. Why'd they go to the third one? I guess it was 1-1.
Yeah, you got a
battle for the best of 3.
That's what I thought. Maybe they're rehearsing a second touchdown celebration from the bench since they've been able to use the one already.
Well, you know, obviously Latimer's going to be out on Beckham in this game, and to me, teams are just picking on the other side of the field, and you saw it on that, you know, that drive right there. How many times did Eli throw the football to somebody who was on the other side of the field guarding someone else? And just, you know, if he can get people matched up on Crawley or some of these other guys, they're going to keep trying to take advantage of that, and they did on that drive.
So the 11th touchdown pass surrendered by the Saints this season. Hill will not bring it out. So Breeze and company back out for the 2nd time. Having won last week against Atlanta, 43-37 in overtime, a game that featured 8 lead changes.
It was crazy. I mean, Matt Ryan had darn near a perfect game. Still didn't get it done. I think Matt Ryan had 5 touchdowns in that game, and Drew Brees, you know, played just as well. I mean, it was outstanding quarterback playing.
You saw Eli, you see Brees. We got 2 of the 3 oldest starting quarterbacks in the league right here. Only Tom Brady is older at 41. Brees turns 39 in January. Eli's 37. First down out of the backfield, able to swing it over. And a double whammy on Gillislee. He's got about 9. Ray Armstrong, one of those who made a hit. See the Giants defense. An interesting thing through 3 weeks. You were talking about the Saints defense, and they've given up 3 roughing the passer penalties, or they've been flagged for it, and some other things that are issues as far as penalty markers. The whole season, the Giants have only been flagged twice on defense for 13 yards, penalty yards.
They're playing really solid fundamental football. If you look, everyone's really gap sound. You see right there.
Wow, you're right. That was Dwayne Washington getting knocked down for a loss. We've got an update. Back over to JB.
Tennessee have been down 17-3, Nate.
Yeah, and they converted 2 4th downs on this game-winning drive, and the game-winning catch goes to Corey Davis, his first career TD in overtime. How about that? The Tennessee Titans, they win this one 26-24 over
Jim Nance, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson.
26.
All right, well, thank you. Second loss of the season for the Eagles. Third and 2. Kamara was the man he was trying to get it out to, but the Giants not only had him covered, they knocked down the pass. Connor Barwin.
Well, Barwin gets his hand up, and it's great, but it wouldn't have mattered. He was covered. I mean, New York was just sniffing that out the whole time. They knew they wanted to go to Kamara on that play, and 2 people really were guarding him, and Breeze, under pressure, just had to get it out of his hand.
So the Saints, it's a rarity for this high-octane offense. Oh, they got a fake. They got a fake. Taysom Hill throws it, and it's caught for the first down. Their first down of the game. Whoa, how about that? He throws it over to Justin Hardy for the first down.
I'm telling you, it's a great play call because New York is actually playing for the fake. They know this is a high fake percentage. So look at everyone. The difference is you have your quarterback lined up there, and the Saints can just come out and throw a hitch route because B.W. Webb's not thinking on the outside that you're going to throw a hitch on a punt play.
Mike Westhoff, you saw him, the special teams coach, who was for so long in this area as the special teams coach for the Jets and has always had tremendous success wherever he's been.
That was really pretty cool play.
Taysom Hill can do a little bit of everything. All right, Saints running for about 3 with Washington. You got Taysom Hill's already returned a kick and now completed a pass at a punt formation.
I mean, what?
Oh, he's coming in.
Oh, let's just go ahead and keep him playing. He's hot.
Now, last week he ran it a couple of times, including breaking one for 35 yards.
But by the way, he's the 3rd fastest quarterback ever to come out of the combine. I think it's behind RG3 and Michael Vick, and no one knows that, but this kid, he's on the team as a quarterback, but he plays everything. I mean, he still returned the first kickoff. Let's be honest, that's insane.
He's going to lead block here, going to throw a block as Kamara touches it for the first time, and he's a yard shy of a first. Gain of 6.
I mean, we could talk about this all day. That's every single thing he's just done so far is a first. We have the backup quarterback basically returning the kickoff, lead blocking, and then actually throwing a pass on a punt.
On your own side of the field.
Yep, here we go.
See if it amounts to anything as the Saints are, for the first time, on the Giants side of the 50. And 3rd and a yard, and working right between 2 Giant defenders and getting there is Kamara.
Wow, outstanding effort by Kamara. He shouldn't have got this. If you watch as he gets out wide, Barwin's inside. Oh, and you see Jenkins right there, kind of taking it low and not really kind of going with everything he's got. But
swing and a miss.
He knew Barwin had him. He just didn't know if he was going to be able to take out both legs.
Yeah, it did look like, though, the Giants might have that one covered up, but Kamara able to get to the sticks. New set of downs and another running play for 2 with Gillislee, the former Patriot running back. Buffalo Bill running back as well. Yeah, he'll come out, and the Saints.
Well, they want to give Kamara breaks. You know, they're using him so much. You got Ingram coming back next week, and it's like, let's give him a break a little bit in this game and see how much we don't wear him out. I mean, he could be used on every down in a multitude of ways.
They split him out wide to the left on 2nd and 8. Down the middle, wide open, it's Hill. Hill stood up and still driving ahead Down to about the 24, Josh Hill.
Drew Brees, great job with your eyes. Look left, look back right a little, and then fire in between the two backers who are playing zone, trying to read your eyes. Look at that. There's his eyes that come back. By that point, the backers are late. That's why a guy at that age just keeps coming right back and putting up the numbers and keeping this offense rolling as if he's 29.
That's a 20-yard pickup. Again, a first down carry. Good yardage for Kamara, about 7. I mean, Alvin Kamara, second-year player out of Tennessee, who was the AP Offensive Rookie of the Year last season. He tops the league in scrimmage yards through 3 weeks, 430. And last week, he was targeted 20 times in the passing game, caught 15 of them for 124 yards against the Falcons. 20 targets.
And he does not play receiver.
Here's a 2nd and 3. And there's another first down picked up by Kamara. Had the 20 targets since they started keeping stats, the most by a running back since 1960 when they started keeping those numbers. Now we've had little action for Thomas so far. He had a catch, but it was wiped out by a penalty. So you got Kamara and Thomas. That is some tandem set of threats you have.
And I like their offensive line. Like, it's like really, and you throw in Sean Payton's ability to, you know, come up with different kind of schemes and stuff to give them advantages, and all of a sudden you're looking at a, you know, one of the best Saints offenses I've seen, you know, in a while, and they've had some great ones.
Yeah, 2 quarterbacks in the backfield. One throws it to the other, and Ogletree was all over it.
Ogletree sniffed that out. That's tape study right there. He's not going for the fake. He knows, like, oh, he's not going to hand it off to the quarterback, but he says, I think he's going to use him.
A loss of 4, but at least add another thing into the Taysom Hill stat pack. The completion, a catch, a kick return, and we're still in the first quarter. And a block on a running play.
Well, it's hard. The reason why it's hard is what package are you in? Like, is he a running back, or what are you doing as a D coordinator when you call the defense?
Pass swung over to Kamara, slips through a tackle, but never regains his balance. So very little there. 3rd down coming up.
So what you do as a D coordinator is you look at the personnel. If they have a bunch of tight ends and fullbacks in the game, it's a run personnel. If they have a bunch of wide receivers in the game, it's a pass kind of personnel. Well, when the backup quarterback comes in, I don't know what the personnel is. Let's see what they dial up here. He likes to pressure. This is right in his DNA as the defensive coordinator. You see right there, Betcher.
Betcher, who was the D coordinator at Arizona, was the finalist with Steve Wilkes for the Arizona job, head coaching job after Arians' retirement. 3rd and 13 from the 16. Here's Brees in trouble and falls down at the 24. That was B.J. Hill, the rookie out of NC State, who got to him first on a loss of 8.
Oh, Brees is going to kick himself. Look it up top. You're going to see this right here. He's getting the protection set. He's got it down, and he has a little bit of time. It's a busted coverage, and Brees just doesn't quite look over there to that side of the field.
Morstead will hold. Will Lutz has missed once out of 7 attempts this year from 42 yards out. And the kick is good.
Well done by the Giants, holding to a field goal.
That was the last play of the first quarter. The fake punt led to 3.
Well, the clock ran out, didn't it? If there's double zeros on a sack, I don't know a whole lot, but the clock does run, doesn't it?
Well, that's what Pat Shurmur's saying. Wait a minute. They should have to kick that again, he's saying.
Well, yeah, the clock, I looked down, it was zeros, and I'm like, well.
Let's see what the replay shows.
2, 1, 0. Let's keep playing, everyone. Nope, everyone just keep going. We want to get the game over at a certain time. Just pretend like it's not a real clock. Just keep playing. Nobody look at it.
60 minutes is coming up next. We got to get there.
Yeah. By the way, if he misses that, you think Pat Shurmur's going over and saying, "Hey, the clock was at 0. Let's do that again."
Yeah, right. And then the officials are on the field, still trying to figure out what to do with this.
Well, it seems kind of obvious, doesn't it?
I was just checking with Tommy Moore, who's our official down in our production truck. You know, if you're Shermer and you're seeing the evidence from your colleagues up in the booth, can't they say throw the challenge flag out? And we're told it's not challengeable.
Well, yeah, it's a
We will
scoring
review
play.
Yep.
the previous play, whether the clock went to 0 prior to the kick.
Well, to me, this is one of those times where you can just, someone can be like, yeah, it was 0. Keep going.
$1,001, $1,000, a little more than a second. Yeah.
We got to go look at the Microsoft Surface tablet to make sure that it's still at 0. Got to remember that was the byproduct of the fake punt.
Exactly.
When you go back, so the Giants defense has actually done an excellent job to start this game, and they're without, you know, last year they had Pierre-Paul and Vernon on the outside as their edge rushers. Different system. This year, you know, they're really counting on some different guys to rush the passer, and I actually really like what they're doing. They're coming from a lot of different areas. They put a lot of challenge on the opposing team's quarterbacks to get things blocked up, get the protections and the communication the same for the running back. And there's so many times on tape I'm seeing.
We're going to start the second quarter with a field goal on the 24-yard line. It'll be 4th and 24.
Yep.
So take the points off the board. Yeah, that will end a Saints streak of 13 consecutive games in which they had scored in the first quarter. So 7-0 after 1. Special teams coach Mike Westhoff wasn't happy with all that came out of that, but Will Lutz go back and try it again. Back in a game in 2016 here, the Giants blocked a Lutz field goal attempt, and Janoris Jenkins returned it 65 yards for a touchdown. So unpleasant memories for Lutz here in that regard. Let's see now. He's got to go do it again from 42 out, and not a difference. A little straighter kick this time. He's now made 14 consecutive field goal attempts on the road. The Giants got off to that bumpy start with losses here against Jacksonville and then at Dallas before the win at Houston. And you look at Eli's numbers, the first 6 quarters of the season versus the last 7 quarters now.
I think they're kind of finding themselves a little bit. You got to remember, this is a veteran quarterback who now is under a different system again.
Exactly.
He was used to getting the ball out real quick, and he would just fire it really fast, and every ball felt like a slant in this offense. And then all of a sudden Shermer comes in, and it's a bootleg here, or a play action there, and he's holding the ball a little bit longer, reading the progressions, and I like it. I personally like this system much more, and I wanted to see him on some of the movements. It helps him, you know, from getting out of the pocket, but he still does it well. It really on tape, last 6 quarters has looked much better.
That's Davis at the goal line. To Will Davis, showing a burst of speed before he's knocked down with aggression at the 24. Well, in the talking to Eli on Friday over at practice, no, he really likes what they're starting to become offensively. It's starting to feel more natural. And
yeah.
He talked about how Shermer doesn't sugarcoat anything. He tells it exactly like it is, but he's really enjoyed working with him and getting to understand the rhythm and flow of the coaching staff too.
Yeah, and I mean, he doesn't have to do everything. For a lot of the time, it was like, hey, you're going to get hit, but make sure you throw this ball into tight quarters with 2 people around him. And it's like, there's only so many times you can do that before it just goes against you. And this is going to free him up a little bit, I think, as he plays out this year.
Straight Great handoff. Barkley squeezing out extra yardage for about 5.
So you see that play right there? It's like a pulling guard, Barkley. It's just a nondescript play. But what you're going to find is as this goes on, as the game moves on, you see these guards pull. That just looks normal. No one remembers this. But that defense just felt that come downhill on you. And then they're going to come back with the play action off of that. And you're going to have all of a sudden a tight end down a corner, someone's on an over, and then Eli's going to roll out a little bit and hit someone for 20 yards. He hasn't had that in a long time. That helps the quarterback make the game easier and simpler.
2nd and 5. Play action, stepping away from the pressure, and throwing on the run. Connecting, backing in for the first down is Simonson.
You see it right there, the play action coming right off. And just the quarterback subtly, the pocket's different. You see this? He doesn't just have to scan the field. It's just like, look there, slide up. Showing plenty of athleticism for his young 49-year-old Eli Manning. Is that the
37.
Okay, 37. My fault. He's throwing it well. I mean, I was looking for a drop off of any kind. He looks fine, and this system's going to help him.
First down. It's going to go left. Here's Beckham. The flag out after a pickup of 4. What's it like watching Eli from the booth instead of from the opposing sideline twice a year?
Well, yeah, it's easier up here because when he throws
Pass interference, number 81 offense, 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Yeah, kind of blocking too early there on the screen pass, but you know, I've played against him a lot. He's always been outstanding. You see the block right here happens before, too early on Shepard. But this offense is needed to give him time. He hasn't had time to show you the same version of Eli that people knew around here for a long time. He's had to get the ball out so fast. He hasn't had protection, and they judge you by winning and losing. And I think the more they shore up that offensive line and the more they change platforms from the spot he can throw it, you're going to see the old Eli real fast.
Barkley, speaking of fast, he sprints out for 5 before Davis makes the tackle. I wonder if folks are enjoying this commercial-free coverage of the NFL on CBS. I mean, have you ever seen anything like this? Let me explain the reason why is we have some of the early games, particularly Indianapolis and Houston, still going on in overtime. So our full audience hasn't joined in at the moment.
I'm loving this. This is fantastic.
2nd and 15. As Beckham catches at the line of scrimmage and goes out of bounds. That's his first catch since the last one was wiped out.
So are you telling me, though, we're going to have like 30 commercials in a row, though, coming up here soon?
Just to pay for your salary, my friend. We got to do it at some point.
Well, gosh, it's not enough then, I guess.
Yeah, might be 40. Look at Beckham. Odell's 50th career game was last week down in Houston. So when you compare what he's done through his first 50 all time with others, he's got the most receptions all time through his first 50. More than Anquan Boldin. And Landry third most.
Well, Beckham can do everything. He's an inside receiver. He's outside. He can catch. I mean, he's at the top of the Mount Rushmore in the league of receivers for sure. Oh, look at there he goes.
Look at this.
Do something cool.
Oh, look at you want cool? Here it comes. Can get away here. No, he's going to be dropped back for a loss. Cameron Jordan would not bend. A loss of 8, but for a moment they had the Matador move, and I thought, here we go. This is right here. Watch this.
Nope. Oh, excuse me. Oh, this isn't good. I'm going to run over here. You're too big. I don't. Oh, you got me. He's mad at Zoe Lineman. I was running a lot.
Ahead for a moment.
They're like, yeah, but we didn't know which way you were going. We're just going to block him in the back.
It had some breathtaking potential for a moment. Riley Dixon, who they traded for in the offseason, got him from the Broncos. Sends it down to Brendan Tate, who was re-signed by the Saints this week. Stutter step move. Oh, the Giants actually blocked one another.
It's a flag. I was wondering if he was going to throw it.
Pushed out by Zach Diassi, the longtime long snapper.
Those snappers, there's a million stories.
Illegal block in the back, number 48 of the receiving team, 10-yard penalty, First down.
And there's a few about Zach DeOssie too. You know, having been on a couple of Super Bowl winning teams and then leaving his Super Bowl rings on the roof of his car and not realizing and driving off, and only has recovered one of them so far.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not a good
Has he
sign.
retraced his steps? Has he gone back where he drove that day?
Oh, you know, a few times. A few times.
He's been here a while. I'm telling you, these guys can go, it feels like 30 years in the same spot. And it's always like, they're like, hey, can I get paid a little bit more? And they're like, well, if there's a young guy who's like anywhere in your stratosphere, we're going to go with him. And he's like, all right, I'll just keep on taking the veteran.
Houston just won in overtime on a kick with no time left. Each team had kicked a field goal on their first possession of OT. Houston wins it with the last play of the game. So that audience will be joining us shortly. Here's Breeze. Hit when he threw it. Kamara. Was that a horse collar?
It was, but they didn't call it. Oh, they did throw it.
Janoris Jenkins.
I don't know, though. It's going to be interesting because it looked like it from up here, but was he on the outside of it? Let's show a replay of that because I feel like he may not have actually horse collared him. Let's see. Yeah, he's outside of it.
He's way outside
That's
of it.
not a horse collar. Just the way he fell looked like it, but
He's barely at a piece of the outer edges of the shoulder pad.
we'll see the call here, but it should be no.
Personal
Oh.
foul. Horse collar tackle. Number
Yep.
20.
They call it a horse
Defense, 15-yard
collar
penalty on
tackle.
that first
It's
down.
wrong. They got it wrong. Good job by Jenkins. That was an excellent tackle. It's almost a teaching tape. Wrap it, and you're trying to get over to that ball, and he grabs.
This part right here is where it began to look like a horse collar, but it really was just deceiving the officials, or whoever threw the flag. They didn't have that angle on it, and it shouldn't have been called.
Drew Brees is going out wide right here as we
Yeah.
come back to the game.
You're not kidding. Taysom Hill's at quarterback. Breeze at the top. Is he going deep? Hill keeps it, reads it, keeps it, still on his feet. Down to the Giants' 45.
Well, that's the difference right there. You see, when you put him in the game, what do you defensively? Is it a run? Is it a pass?
Watch what he does to Landon Collins. Breaks right through his tackle. Sean Payton says, again, you talked about how fast he was, the third fastest ever at the Combine. He says he's faster than Alvin Kamara. He says he's Steve Young is what he is. That's what Sean Payton says. Remember, Steve early in his career did a little bit of everything, even back in the USFL.
That's high praise. I mean,
Ready.
I'm not going to go there with him yet, but as far as speed, maybe.
Yeah, he just talks about style is similar as he Breeze finds Hill. Yeah, we're not ready to put him in the Hall of Fame yet. This is stylistic.
No, you're right. Yeah, yeah, you're saying this to the way they look. Look at the pick route. It's a wheel route up the sideline, and there's just basically he gets bumped as he was guarding him. Armstrong's supposed to get out there and just kind of can't get through. Wide out. Here comes the Saints.
Ready. You waiting? What's that?
On first down. Big opening. Kamara flies ahead for about 10 into the secondary before Collins finished it off.
That's what makes him so tough, though. It's like that's just a simple dive play. Like there's nothing to that. But the 2-3 plays before that were all like, whoa, look at this cool play. Look at this neat thing with Hill. And then all of a sudden they just pound you right up the middle. It's like there's a lot to prepare for this Saints offense, and they'll come at you many different formations, many different ways with many different people. And I think they're going to have a different quarterback. Oh, there it is.
Here it is again. Breeze wide to the left. Kamara in the
saw it.
backfield. Hill's going to take it from the gun. He's going to read it, going to hand it off. Kamara's going to pick up the first.
Same play. This is outstanding because if they can start to sprinkle him in the backfield there, it's really hard on 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1 to stop that play because the quarterback can keep it. You got to put an extra man in the box, but then all of a sudden Hill's not back there.
Like to welcome much of the nation just joining us. The Saints have first down at the 11 of the Giants. Giants leading 7-3 on an Eli Manning touchdown pass. Brees trying to match it perhaps. And he has a completion with a flag out. Ted Ginn Jr. with the reception. Saints with a field goal to open the second quarter.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 19, covered up number 82. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. What have you seen so far in this one, Tony?
Well, what we're seeing is just Eli getting the ball to Barkley, him getting out and around, and then on the perfect pass on the sideline to Shepard. They go right down. Saints get stopped by the Giants D, who played good early, and then that allows them to give up a field goal, though, by extending the drive on the fake punt.
Will Lutz actually had to kick it twice. He just joining us, kicked it what we thought was the end of the first quarter, but wasn't snapped in time. Did it again on this end of the field, and first and 15. He was trying to find rookie Traquan Smith.
Sean Payton likes Traquan Smith. You're going to see this ball's just an inch high, but they like him.
Well, I mean, listening to Sean yesterday talking about the rookie third rounder out of Central Florida, he was effusive, tremendous upside.
Yeah, he's not there yet, but they're going to get him involved. It's just you got Thomas, you got him, you know, you got Kamara. I mean, they have so many weapons up.
Thomas, by the way, has not been targeted yet in this game. Second and 15, looking for options. Brees goes it low toward Ginn. It'll be 3rd and 15 for New Orleans.
Well, you see that really on this play, everyone's covered. You see right here, Thomas covered. There's nowhere for Brees to go with the ball. Slides, throws it away. 3rd and 15 now.
From the 16. Betcher's defense doing quite a number so far. Janoris Jenkins on Thomas.
By the way, 95% of D coordinators drop everyone here. You want to get people way back by the end zone. Don't play soft.
Here's Brees looking toward the end zone, back to the end zone, incomplete. Meredith was the target.
Meredith got his head around too fast. Watch the inside, 81. Turn your head. He finally gets his head, and he's already 5 yards deep into the end zone. And if I'm Brees, I'm like, you got to look at me so I can throw you back shoulder. You'll never be able to adjust in time otherwise. That's a safe throw by Brees. It's really, that's, even though it's a throwaway, it really wasn't meant to be, but it's either your guy or no one gets it.
So Lutz from 34. He drilled it from 42 on the first snap of the second quarter, and this one's also good. We're mid-second on a 70-degree day here in the New York area. The Giants lead at 7-6. On 60 Minutes, what happened during the Kavanaugh hearings that you didn't know? We sit down with the senators who did the negotiating, plus Sir Paul McCartney. That's tonight on the season premiere of 60 Minutes. Couple of field goals for the Saints. The touchdown drive for the Giants to open the game, marching 75 yards with a Manning to Sterling Shepard touchdown pass. You saw Riley Dixon, the punter, getting stretched out on the table on the sideline. Mishandled for a moment by Davis, but they'll take the touch back. Manning trotting back out. Beckham has 2 catches in the game so far.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by NFL Sunday Ticket, only on DirecTV. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the NFL. And by State Farm, here to help life go right.
Oh, what a day it's been for you. A little visit to the NFL Today studios. Come across the river.
Well, you know, just your normal run-of-the-mill camera following you around all day.
Who was the guy running
As if I'm Jim
alongside of you? Was that Tommy Brewer?
Oh, yes.
Carrying the coach?
If you're running around that guy, just run.
Be careful. As the pass in the direction of Odell, and it's over his head. 2nd and 10 coming up so far. That's going to be down to actually the second incompletion for Manning. Barkley, 4 rushes, 19 yards. Beckham has one rush on a reverse. The first play of the game for the Giants. It went for 10.
Those are pretty in-depth stats right there.
Getting everybody caught up after a mid-second quarter joint.
He's got 2 for -4 yards.
Yeah.
He's got 4 for 11.
What'd you expect? There's a handoff to Gallman.
So this is why you go get a running back this early in the draft. For my opinion right here is on 2nd and 10, if you can just hand the ball off and get into 3rd and less than 5, you really just have changed your offense, like in the sense that everything gets calmed down. Because teams can't pressure you now on 2nd down. They have to play simple. So when you do throw, you're more efficient in the pass game. Quarterback doesn't get hit as much. Like, all these things happen. But you got to get those 4 or 5 yards there, and they did. Now it's a manageable situation.
3rd and 6 from the 29. Well protected, dumps it off, splitting the defenders for the first down. Gallman with the catch.
Excellent job by Manning to go through every progression and find the guy with the ball. And once again, on 3rd and 10, that's short. But because you ran the ball on 2nd and 10, bam, throw it right over 5 yards, barely get the first, move the chains. No one even remembers the play, but you handed it off and got those 4 or 5 yards.
Well, we saw this amazing stat, and again, I know a good majority of the audience didn't see the first quarter of this game, but the Giants on 3rd and 1 through 4 are 13 for 13 on the season as they handed off to Gallman for a short game.
There's a few reasons for that.
Yeah, 10 of the 13 times they've gotten the first with a pass.
Well, that's what I was saying. Pat Shurmur, number 1, is very good. You know what the defenses are in. In 3rd and 3 or 4 or less, they're playing man-to-man. They just can't give up an easy run. So they have to be gap sound. So they come out and play man. Well, if the good coordinators get people open, then you have a good quarterback who can survey the field and knows football, then you just throw it and move on. And those 2 reasons right there, that's really helped them.
2nd and 8. And a completion after the 49. Gallman for 11. He's doing some good work with Barkley sitting out the start of this series.
Well, you see the linebacker covering him. Anzalone, and just good job right there by the coaching staff coming up with a game plan play that's getting a matchup they like. This game's about matchups over and over again. They found one, they got him man-to-man, throw him the ball. Oh, 10 yards, here we go, move on.
118,
Take the reverse to Beckham. They look his way for a pass. It's not there. Ball comes out. Did Gallman have the catch? Has the Saints take off with Lattimore. Manning tries to shove him out, and he does. Was that a catch on a football move?
Well, the Saints desperately need this because they have not created turnovers and they've been harping on it.
And fumble recovered by New Orleans.
Ruling on the field, it's a fumble. You're right, they've had only 1 takeaway on the season before this, and will it hold up?
The Giants fan wants this to be a incompletion. P.J. Williams on the hit, gets it loose. Lattimore picks it up. Let's see now. What's your naked eye tell you right there, Jim?
Boy, that is about as close as you get.
It is. It's almost
just turns around.
We'll review the previous play.
That angle right there would make you think maybe it was a catch. So Lattimore with the recovery.
I know what the call is going to be.
Yeah.
I'll see you when you get back.
Can't wait. As you can see, the call stands. Gene Steratore, what did you see here?
Possession, 2 feet, and a football move. It's a catch. It's what we've changed now.
Yep.
And that's a catch fumble. Yeah.
Yeah, the football move, and they don't mind it being that fast because he catches it, and the football move on his lower body right there, you see it as he starts to turn. It is the right call, and if you're, a Giants fan, you're sitting fine. It's the end of the half. You're moving, and that's a big play. You're devastated by that type of fumble right there.
Saints' 3rd trip to the red zone. And through the return brings it to the 11. Breeze. Back to the end zone and over the head again. Tries to protect himself by climbing up a little bit toward the first row.
Well, you're going to see at the end, Michael Thomas is not, and I'm talking about the safety for the Giants here.
Yeah, right, which one?
Is he's actually not involved on helping on getting there, and he does a great job coming off, and that protected the touchdown right there.
And what about Michael Thomas of the Saints? Hasn't had a catch. Here's Hill trying to get around the end. That was Kareem Martin who stayed with him, held it to about a 3-yard pickup.
Excellent job there, and really Hill got a little bit too aggressive. Should have handed that ball off right there. 3rd and 7, Giants. Time for you to stand up here, and if you're a Saints fan, this is where Sean Payton and Drew Brees thrive.
Smith, the rookie, to the right. Thomas to the left.
They've got to double Thomas. They did.
Brees goes the other way. It's knocked away. Broken up by Webb. As Brees looked first in Thomas's direction to his left. There was nothing there, and then he tried to connect with Tre'Quan Smith.
Well, first time I've seen Thomas double teamed on an important situation, and the throw, Smith. Just really a great defensive play. I mean, the timing of it, Webb just perfectly times getting in there and hitting that ball down. It could have been bang, bang.
Busy first half for Will Lutz. 27-yard field goal is good. His 3rd of the game, coming off the Gallman fumble. We do have a flag at the line of scrimmage.
Gonna move that field goal back, it looks like.
Holding, number 75, the kicking team. 10-yard penalty and a retry.
Let's stay here. And by the way, the Giants now have been in the red zone 1 time, 1 touchdown. As this game plays itself out, this is rare. Saints, 3 trips, no touchdowns.
Well, again, it's rare.
You got to give the Giants credit right now. I'm saying that's doing an outstanding job against this offense. Short field right there after the turnover.
Now from 37, he earns it a 2nd time. And again, Michael Thomas without a catch. He came in with 38 through 3 weeks.
Well, you can't let him have 10 like everybody else every week.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Lowe's and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Part of the NFL's Play 60 campaign. Some of the Giants recently visiting Eastbrook Middle School in Paramus and teaching a 6th grade class the importance of 1 hour of physical activity a day. Okay, Saints have taken the lead off the toe of Will Lutz in his 3 field goals. He's actually made 5. He had to re-earn 2 of them. And we'll be back in 30 seconds after this from State Farm. Back for the final 3.5 minutes of the first half. Drew Brees, the NFL's all-time completion percentage record holder. Just 7 out of 15 in the first half. A credit to the Giants secondary. Not giving him much room to operate. 65 yards through the air for him. Here's Eli. A little play action to start this series. Guns it over the head of Beckham. And of course, coming up at halftime, the Verizon halftime report. JB and all the crew standing by. We've had a couple of overtime games today. Interesting, we had 2 overtime games in which the team that scored first in overtime did not win. They went down and got a field goal on the first possession. You win it with the walk-off touchdown, but the Eagles and the Colts both end up losing in overtime after opening the OT with a field goal. And the Eagles are 2-2. Giants could join them at that mark, and the Cowboys with a win today. Here's a handoff. 2nd and 10, and that's Barkley back in there for only a couple.
Great job by the Saints recognizing 2nd and 10. Here comes a run and playing it, and now sticking them at 3rd and 9. That's exactly how you want to play against the Giants right there.
That first possession for the Giants covering 75 yards over 10 plays with the touchdown pass to Sterling Shepard, which came on 3rd and goal from a couple yards out. Pat Shermer last week picking up his first win as the head coach of the Giants. 2 years he served as the head coach in Cleveland. 3rd and 9. Pump fake. Eli throwing it down the field. Is there a flag? No, there isn't.
Yeah, I didn't see much there either. And
Giant bench had everyone with their arms up in the air as Russell Shepard was the target.
Yeah, but Shepard doesn't get on top of him. You see this right here? He's waiting for a back shoulder, and then he tries to push off. And Latimer's, he's pushing back off him, and there's no room on that sideline for Eli to throw that ball. Shepard was running to the sideline, and if the quarterback's throwing it down the field, it's just there's nowhere to put the ball. The sideline is a defender too. You got to give him more room on that side.
Dixon, who was stretching out a hamstring last time I saw him on the sideline. Weak punt, but the ball is tipped by the returner. Tate off the rebound. My goodness.
Oh my gosh, let's go to another commercial after this crazy play. Oh, the 9th commercial in a row. Here you guys go.
Looking at Eli Manning on the bench, but meanwhile in the locker room, Odell Beckham Jr. during the break, he went in. May have been injured on the last route that he ran, and he's frustrated, and he's going in early. We got 2:42 to go before halftime. Saints have all 3 timeouts.
Ready. Keep an eye on that.
Inside handoff to Hill, and he's got 2, maybe 3. Tracy, you have any information down there?
Yes, I was just told that Odell Beckham went into the locker room to get an IV, just an early IV going into the halftime. We'll have an update, though, as soon as we come back out for that 3rd quarter, Jim.
Okay, so Beckham.
That's okay. That happens more than people know, just obviously when the star receiver heads in. But people get dehydrated. You can feel it. You get lightheaded. A lot of things happen.
2-minute warning.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Walt Disney World Resort and by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
We're back with 2 minutes to go, and the Saints, operating just inside the 50, have all 3 timeouts, facing a 2nd and 8. Been held to 3 field goals so far in this game. Breeze gets the ball over. Kamara. Look at Kamara go with a blocker out in front and down at the 20. Michael Thomas, who hasn't made a catch, did throw a block that was pivotal on that pickup of 25.
Outstanding. You're exactly right. Use him as decoy. Look at Thomas outside. And Kamara just, it doesn't even look like he's going at another speed than everyone, but you can't tackle him. It's like he's always just shifty, some little change of pace here, and then all of a sudden, right through you. And boy, he's got that like 6th sense to feel where people are at, and just slippery, and just, he's got it. Whatever that is, he's got it.
He does. That was the longest play of the first half by either side. From the 20, first down. Pass down to the 10. It is caught by Thomas. His first catch of the game.
Finally, and Janoris Jenkins has been on him in man-to-man for a lot of this game. Every once in a while they're putting a safety over there, but Jenkins has played outstanding. You see him here? Tied to his hip there. This is a guy who's coming in with the most catches through 3 games. Double-teamed situationally, though, on the big down and distance, making Breeze beat him. But you see right there, they left him one-on-one. It's only a matter of time. He's going to get going. If I'm the Giants, I don't want to live in this world every play. I would get Taysom Hill in the game and run a read option. That's what I would do.
Before that play, Taysom Hill had more receptions than Thomas, and it's Hill takes the snap. Hill racing out, lofts it, and it was a touchdown, but Kamara could not reel it in.
Oh, gosh. Oh, that would have been the best backup quarterback first half ever if he throws this ball and catches it for a touchdown. Oh, Kamara got to come down with that one. That's a good ball. Good touch. Another great play design. They set that up all half.
Second and goal. 8 yards out. 1:05 left in the second.
Ready! We're waiting! Attack!
They go ground. And Kamara is stuffed. Maybe a yard.
If I was the Giants, I would have taken a timeout there. Now if you're the Saints, you're just going to let it go all the way down and take a timeout yourself. Don't even call a play here. Just take it down. Take a timeout and discuss what you want to do. The Giants should have taken a timeout. You'd have a minute. They either score on this play or they don't.
Could have left Eli plenty of time,
Yeah,
and would have still had 2 more timeouts.
You have two. If you have no timeouts, maybe. I mean, if you have 1 timeout, maybe, because you got to go the length of the field, no timeouts. But
we'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Progressive Insurance. Sean Payton, you're well aware of his background. Both of you Eastern Illinois quarterbacks, and of course you worked with him. He had everything to do with you coming to the Cowboys as a free agent signee out of college. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. All the guys getting set for all the scores and highlights on the Verizon Halftime Report. What do you think he's drawing up right here? You've been in that position with him. They've been stalling in the red zone.
yeah, I want to put Thomas in a position to be double teamed. And I want to see if they're going to go double team him. If they go double, I'm going to use that against him. He's all the way at the top of your screen right there. If they go double him, he doesn't get it. Otherwise, throw it to him.
Goes the other side to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Ball comes out. Collins helped jar it out of the hands of Benjamin Watson.
Well, that's all. Brees goes right there. You're going to see he sees the leverage, and that pre-snap he knows is too good to pass up, and really it's a perfect ball. Watson just got to come down with it. I mean, watch how perfect this spot is. High, away, just hold on. Just hold on!
So they drop twice. They
Yep.
drop touchdown passes.
This has got to come back to hurt him late in this game at some point, whether it means that you gave New York a chance. I mean,
30-second timeout.
we'll see who wins and loses, but you can't come down here 4 times and kick 4 field goals and expect to beat really good teams.
Second timeout called by the Saints. Yeah, first you had Kamara off the Taysom Hill toss.
Yep.
Dropped it. And Watson, you're right, this was absolutely where it had to be.
And good job by Collins. Give him credit. I mean, this Giants defense has had to stand up in this red zone over and over again. I mean, that's an easy catch. That's an easy catch if Collins doesn't do a great job being aggressive all the way through the ground. He kind of uses his foot, his hand, he uses everything to try and get that thing out.
So the Saints just 1 of 7 today on 3rd down. And Lutz from 25 this time. He's knocked through 4 of them in this first half. 12-7 Saints, seconds to go in the second quarter. Our road to Super Bowl 53 continues next week. Regional coverage. The main game will be Jacksonville at Kansas City at Arrowhead. We'll be there for that one, plus other regional action. Check your local listings. It all begins at 12 noon Eastern Time with the NFL Today. Jacksonville, Kansas City. I'm looking forward to that matchup. One great defense, great offense.
And a great analyst group.
It's all there.
Everything you want.
It's all set up for a magnificent day next Sunday on CBS. All right, Davis. Will he do anything here with 11 seconds? No. The Giants did defer at the top, so they will be receiving the third quarter kick. They've had 38 yards of offense since that opening drive, which was aided by a 15-yard penalty, 60 yards of offense, but only 38 cents.
I know.
For the first series.
You know, I'm still thinking right now they should have, 45 seconds to a minute right here with 2 timeouts. Or 3 timeouts. I guess they should use 2 timeouts. That's what you should have right now. Obviously they have to down it, but this Saints defense has given up plenty of plays in the secondary. If you're New York, I would be, I'm happy that we're down 12-7. If I'm New Orleans, I'm upset that I'm up 12-7 right now going in the half.
That's the end of the first half. Saints lead it 12-7. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station. Welcome back. With that, let's take a look at the first half highlight presented by DirecTV.
Well, you see Eli Manning here just throwing the ball all over. And some of these big plays in the first half, you see Latimer picks it up and takes it down. And, you know, Latimer's been playing really good football, but they're picking on other people. And that was really the only highlight.
I thought we'd show
that we could
a
find.
field goal or something. Will Lutz with 4 field goals. Saints lead at 12-7. First time in the Drew Brees era at New Orleans that he's seen his kicker knock 4 through in the first half. He usually finishes off these drives.
Well, if you're a New Orleans fan, I'm telling you, 4 field goals comes back to haunt you a lot in football games at the end. It's just hard to dominate for 4 quarters. And if you're a Giants fan, you're happy you're in this game, but you are going to have to obviously play better football than you did in the first half, because that's not going to beat a Drew Brees team.
Well, you see the numbers in the first half. This isn't exactly that 52-49 ball game they had back in 2015 down in New Orleans when they had 13 touchdown passes between them. But it's interesting, the last 2 times they've met, 15 and 16, the game came down on a last play in a winning field goal. So let's get the second half started. Giants, after deferring at the start, will begin at the 25. Tracy, what did you learn at halftime?
Well, I had a chance to speak with Sean Payton. He said he was pleased with his defense, but offensively, obviously, they need to find the end zone. And he said he can do a better job with Michael Thomas, finding different ways to get in the ball. Expect that in the second half. As for the Giants and Pat Shurmur, he said he was very pleased with his defense as well, but they need to do a better job on first down. And then Odell Beckham just confirming to me that he was in the locker room getting an IV, guys.
So everyone's happy with their defense.
That's not something they've been able to say all the time, particularly in New Orleans.
No, that's a good thing for them.
Flag is thrown in on a 5-yard run by Barkley.
And you know, you actually said that before the game.
Holding, number 73 offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
I'll give you credit. You said, you know, everyone thinks this is a shootout. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game.
Did I say that?
You did.
Yeah. You don't miss much, do you? Look at Barkley, 5 carries, 21 yards, and with 1 catch. One catch.
Look at this, though. More right there by Beckham. He has
more than minus 4 yards. Oh, yeah.
More rushing yards than he does receiving yards in this game.
Here's Barkley, his second reception, and you can see that sprinter speed that it looks like at times as he takes it back out to the 25. So Barkley, the second overall pick in the draft, is the highest running back picked by the Giants since Tucker Frederickson. There's a great name from the past and great player. He was the #1 overall pick back in '65, and there's all that discussion. Do they go Barkley? Do they go quarterback? And they got their guy right here.
Yeah, it's going to be a big decision. It's going to be way, you know, you're going to figure that out over the next 5 to 10 years. Obviously, they got incredible talent. You know, sometimes not taking a quarterback really can bite you if it's a great quarterback. If it's not, then it's obviously an incredible pick.
Here's Barkley, second and 10, and he tries to put on the brakes and slips out of it.
To me, Barkley is a rare talent. He's gifted in so many ways. You can put him outside, you can put him inside. I mean, he runs the ball as well as anyone. The one area is if you have a franchise quarterback that you pass up on and that guy becomes an all-pro, it's almost inconceivable that you did. The reason they take him, in my opinion, is because they didn't believe somebody else was going to eventually become that guy. And, you know, when you take this pick, you're doing a little bit for right now too, right? He's not going to have a 15-year career. He's trying to win a Super Bowl here soon.
And again, the Giants are able to convert on 3rd and short as it's over to Sterling Shepard. I know how high you are on Sam Darnold. Now, they haven't had that success since week 1, but you think an awful lot of the quarterback that was available for the Jets after Barkley went ahead of him.
Well, I know that if eventually Eli Manning's going to be done, and when that happens, to have the guy in the room with Eli, you don't realize how beneficial for the young guy that is. I mean, it's just, you know, you really can't even put it in for a Jimmy Garoppolo to have that ability to be around, but through osmosis, just watching, you learn so much faster than having to go through the experience yourself.
There's Beckham spinning out of a tackle, but two more Saints converge on him.
But back to Barkley, you really can't go wrong because you know it's the safest pick in the draft. I mean, this guy's going to be a great player. And then Odell Beckham, that looks like that was a pretty safe pick too. He's the 12th overall pick. I think he's lived up to, you know, that billing of that draft pick.
Just got the big contract. It was finally ironed out. August the 27th it was signed. 5-year extension, north of $90 million. 2nd and 5. Saints blitzing, and they've got Eli back at the 33. Demario Davis, the former Jet.
So this is outstanding by New Orleans. They're blitzing one of these backers. You see him right here, and you see him. They're going to communicate. Eli makes the protection, says, go block that guy. Then those guys say, okay, you go. Okay, then you go. Boom, you take it, and then I'll take the other guy. And that's right there what opened that up. Great communication by New Orleans defense, but designed by the coaches.
And he set him back 9 with that. First sack of the season for Davis. First sack of the game for New Orleans. 3rd and 14, rushing 4th. And that's going to get out to about the 40 with Shepard, Sterling Shepard. Saints defense able to make another stop, and restless reaction from the crowd.
Oh yeah, you really wanted to move the ball on that drive, and you know, it wasn't the perfect first half, and the second half is kind of starting off. It just feels like they're throwing for 2 yards of play.
Let's see what happens with Riley Dixon, who obviously was hurt early in this game. Maybe a hamstring or something. His last play was not pretty, had little hang time. But this one is a good one. Sails to the 6, and unfortunately for the Giant faithful, it hops into the end zone for just a net of 40. Brees coming out with the lead, his first series of the second half coming up. These are anemic numbers for the Saints by their high standards from the first half. 102 yards passing for Brees. Kamara with 64 yards of offense. Okay, that's not exactly terrible, but Thomas, 1 catch off of 1 late target. Here's Kamara. Blocker out ahead, cuts back, here he goes. Kamara steps out after about 18.
Yeah, the stats are good now.
He's just got a whole lot better. It brought him up to 50 yards rushing on 8 carries.
What a great cut. I mean, just, it's so smooth and effortless. It's like he's gliding a little bit, you know. Remember when you saw, you know, who were the guys who like Eric Dickerson? They looked like they were gliding.
Oh yeah.
Go! Tackle left 21. Tackle left 21. Ready, shut!
From the gun, Brees. That's the matchup, and what a catch. Look at that throw to Thomas.
Well, you see, what they did was they motioned Thomas across the formation. So Brees understands now he's one-on-one, and wow, great cut right there to get outside on Jenkins, and perfectly thrown ball. Jenkins with great defense, but oh, he's in. Great receiver, great throw by a quarterback, beats great coverage every time.
That is the 21st time that Thomas has been targeted this season on first down. He's caught all 21, and all 21 of them went for another first down. That's Kamara. Push forward for a couple. And for more, let's go down to Tracy.
Well, Jim, Drew Brees told us at 39 what keeps him coming back is the desire to win another Super Bowl and the fact that he has his whole family around him. If you remember when he won that Super Bowl, he had his youngest son in his arms. Now he has 3 boys and a daughter, and he said they are just everything. They're always aside him, jumping into the whirlpools at the facility, at practice, watching him break records, learning a lot from him, Jim.
And he loves the fact that on Monday nights he gets to coach his kids in flag football. And they were all excited about the spin move touchdown he had last week against Atlanta. As Brees goes up top, open player. Nice catch. That's Watson, who dropped a touchdown in the first half. That time a tough catch. He makes it for 23.
Brees thrown under duress. They come after him, and Armstrong just way too much space between him and Watson. Let's see if he catches it.
That's a catch.
That's a catch.
There was that hesitation and uncertainty in your voice.
I wanted to see that all the way through.
From the 22. Pass. Oh, and that was right back to Watson. We've got an update. JB and Nate have the story.
Mayfield's confidence is that contagious?
That's right, JB. He got all the sauce. And you know who has the juice? Jarvis Landry with the 2-yard TD in the toe. Drag, swag. That's Jarvis's first TD of the season. How about Baker Mayfield and those Browns up 28-14?
Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson.
Look at the energy, thank you guys, that Baker Mayfield's bringing to the Browns.
That's good for the NFL. These young quarterbacks playing well. It helps everything, and it makes it exciting. We watch games.
2nd and 10, handoff Kamara for about 4. How about even another one added to the mix today? Mitchell Trubisky leading the Bears to victory with 6 touchdown passes, and they're now 3-1.
6 touchdowns. How do these guys just keep... Mahomes 6, this guy's 6, Matt Ryan 5 last. I mean, just as if it's just easy to run out there and throw for 5 or 6.
Another red zone trip for Sean Payton's Saints.
Well, maybe a quarterback will throw a touchdown this half in this game.
He's due. Across the middle, and it's stripped away, but a flag comes out.
Oh, that was a great defensive play by Collins. He read it perfectly, and it was a great design. I mean, just that's high-level football on both sides of the ball there, and I think this is going to cost the Giants the first down.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Number 23, defense, half the distance to the goal, and automatic.
That was away from the pass play. B.W. Webb.
Well, Webb gets beat bad off the line. Watch this. And then he grabs the face mask and pulls down Smith. And that is a penalty.
1st and goal. Ball spotted in between the 9 and 10.
All right. Giants, can they hold him again?
Got Taysom Hill at quarterback.
This is just the read option. Got to be. It's like the same 3 plays.
Up the middle. Kamara to the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
So you have to understand, it's a read, like option type play, in that he gets to read the defense, and he's looking at the defensive end. And so the option is for the quarterback to keep it or hand it off, and he just sees it. The DM's going to stay flat-footed. Last time I said he got aggressive and kept it. Same exact defensive play by that lineman. This time he handed off, touchdown.
80-yard drive in 7 plays. Kamara overall on the season now with 4 touchdowns. And they have scored 19 unanswered. I can remember last year Sean Payton telling us after he saw him in college, I've got to have this guy. He is something else.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Uber. Doors are always opening. Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com. And by Corona Extra. Find your beach.
Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. Back here at MetLife Stadium. Mike Arnold, our director. A nod to Jim Rickoff, Ryan Galvin, our producers, and all the crew. The Saints have scored on their last 5 possessions, 4 field goals, and now a touchdown. After going 80 yards in a little more than 3 minutes. And Lutz is going to have his kick returned by Davis. Risky move because he hesitated, and he pays for it.
Oh.
Back near the 10-yard line.
What's he doing? Poor decision. Half your team thinks you're downing it. Gotta get some life in these Giants.
Well, that much maligned Saints defense the first 3 weeks. They have certainly come under fire, giving up so many big plays. But since the opening drive, only 62 yards posted by the Giants offense. Dennis Allen's bunch Different story today as Manning's pass goes to Beckham, and he is tossed down by Davis. Just a 4-yard gain, and Beckham, he's a passionate player, Tony, and there's nothing but frustration for him so far today.
Yeah, he's passionate, and he wears his emotions on the sleeve, and sometimes he wears them all over his body as he gets upset over and over in many different ways. And you see the last play here, just another 3-yard pass. I feel like every pass for the Giants is 3 yards. And
here's a 2nd and 6. Again, short one, but enough for the first. To the touchdown maker for the Giants early in this game, Sterling Shepard. Again, they're without their tight end, Evan Ingram, today. And here's what Manning's done.
Well, look at these are the longest passes of the day. that one, and that one. So you know what the weakness of the Saints was coming in? Down the field.
Over their head.
Yes, they've given them so many big plays down the field, and the Giants right now have got to attack there. Block them all up. Throw the ball with 2 people in routes, but you got to get this ball down the field against this defense.
19 completions for Manning, the longest going for 11 yards, and Barkley has all kinds of space as he's finally shoved out of bounds near midfield. That's going to go for about 28.
Oh, what a cut. You're going to see him go all the way back outside as a bad fit by Crawley, trying to fit in the gap inside the tight end. Got to keep containing there. Barkley showing off that skill set.
That's the first spark in a long time for this Giants offense.
They needed something because not only is this crowd getting restless, but this team, like right here, you know, I get it. You can hand the ball, but you can take shots. I mean, you got to be aggressive at some point in this game.
So after the longest play of the game, it's Barkley again, and he's wrapped up and met by 3 Saints at the line, including Davis again. We had Tyler Davison also in on that tackle. Barkley so far in the game, 7 carries for 49 yards. 28 of them coming on the previous play.
Yep. Boy, these are 2 of the best running backs, aren't they? And they're young, and they got a bright future.
They can do it all. They can run and catch.
That's the difference. These guys are, you know, there's only 3 or 4 guys in the league who can do stuff like these 2 are doing.
And there's Beckham slicing across the field, trying to get away from Lattimore. Stiff arms him and finally shoved toward the Giants bench. That's another 13 for Beckham, his longest play of the day.
Well, good job getting him inside and getting him open, but look at this. I mean, he just it's like the guy who's trying to get in basketball, and you're like, I got to get the ball from my dad or something. He just lets you run around him, and he just dribbles behind his back, and then he kind of goes over here with it, and you're just like, just let me have the ball. Adler's like, just stop so I can tackle you.
So the Giants have seen Manning 8 for 8 in this second half.
118.
Ballman's in at running back as Manning, wide open receiver. Sterling Shepard tripped up by Lattimore.
We blocked him up and we threw it down the field, and guys are wide open.
Another 23 on that play.
Excellent job here. And Eli just, look at that ball. Perfect on the side. He's ran that play a million times in his career. This play action, corner route, we've seen it 1,000 times. And they need to just keep living in that world. Keep letting Eli put this ball down the field. Block him up. Get these guys down the field.
Giants playing with some urgency, and Eli told us Friday that had been missing the first 2 games, and he sensed it was around last week in Houston. They got it right now. They toss it over to Shepard, and he's thrown down immediately by Crawley for no gain. (22 of 26). You're talking about most of these passes have been of the short variety, starting to open up it a little bit.
Well, yeah, now he got the 23 in there. You know, to me, if you look, though, he's 22 of 26 for 142 yards. And now that's not his fault. He's running the offense. But if they decide to open it up and just block it up, it'll give him time. They're protecting the offensive line. I get it. but you can still block people by keeping extra people in and taking shots once in a while.
Here he is on 2nd and 10. Fakes the handoff, goes toward the end zone, and it is broken up.
I love that, though. That's aggressive. That's a penalty a lot of the time. I love that call and that rip right there by Manning.
That's Vaughn Bell who broke it up from Rhett Ellison, who scored a touchdown last week.
I mean, that's perfect timing by Bell. Outstanding. No penalty. I mean, just we've had a couple defensive efforts today that were perfectly timed to keep it from being caught.
Barkley, you see him lined up at the top of the screen, wide right, 3rd and 10. Manning for the end zone and almost intercepted. Crawley tried to pull it down onto his right shoulder, and it's 4th down now for New York.
Yeah, and this is not a good decision by Eli. It's a corner on your running back, and the corner is looking in at you 5-6 yards off the ball at the snap. You're almost never going to get that throw and make that work in that situation.
So now the Giants will attempt a field goal from 33 yards out. Rosas, 2nd-year kicker from Southern Oregon. Perfect 7-7 on the season. Low snap, but handled nicely by Dixon to get it down. And the Giants put up their first point since the start of this game in the first quarter, their first drive. 19-10 New Orleans.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm. Here to help life go right. And by KFC. Try KFC's new Hot Honey Chicken today.
Giants coming off a 33-yard field goal after going 75 yards, 10 plays. And the drive being shut down just inside the red zone. But they put up their first points again since the early stages. And Hill fields it, but a touchback out to the 25. The entire CBS family mourning the loss of one of our great replay operators, David Sarkauer. Been out here for many years and provided so many of the replays you've seen on the national and New York sports scene. Zark, as he was affectionately known by all of us, had the great honor of working with him. He passed away earlier this week. He won many Emmy Awards, 19-year veteran of CBS Sports, and will never be far from our thoughts. Okay, the Saints, the last time with the football, they were able to drive 80 yards for a touchdown, their first of the day. Bushrod has come in as an extra lineman. Line up on the left side for Drew Brees, who will take the snap from Max Unger under center. Gonna dump it off. Kamara, he is pushed out after just a short game by Ogletree, maybe 4. Start trying to figure out, at the quarter mark of the season, what the NFC side of things might look like. Saints coming in here at 2-1.
But so many times at this point of the year, like after 2 games, so many teams just get better. Like the Saints last year, you talked about their defense. They were completely different as that season went along.
But right now, the Rams looking awfully good at this point.
Yeah, well, they've dominated.
Kamara breaks out of the tackle, but Ogletree will not let him do it a second time.
But outside of the Rams right now, you wouldn't say any specific team has separated themselves. As you see, a great job by New York staying gap sound. And now you're getting this crowd into it. Now it's starting to rock a little bit. The offense going down and scoring re-energized this place. And I know it's a field goal, but you can feel it right now. Let's see what kind of unique little blitz he draws up here. I think got to drop him, get him out.
Rushing 4.
Got to throw it.
Brees able to escape and just throws it away.
Outstanding by the Giants right here. Coverage was outstanding, and they put the pressure right up the middle, dropped the defensive end. So they only rushed 4, but they blitzed the 2 guys right up the middle. And so Brees had to slide from the pocket and couldn't stand in and survey the field. Boy, I tell you what, this Giants defensive coordinator, Betcher, well, people are coming open, but it was too late. Brees was out of the pocket. And they only rushed 4 guys. It was outstanding by Betcher.
Morstead to punt. Beckham is back deep. And he's going to signal fair catch, which he completes at the 31. Little jawing going on. New Orleans native Beckham. And the Giants trying to keep this offense going. They just put up a field goal the last time they had it.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by McDonald's, Progressive Insurance, handing off big savings to you, and by the new super powerful Samsung Galaxy Note 9.
Manning and the Giants huddling. Of course, Eli's dad, a Saints legend, 12 years. He played for the Saints, Archie, and after that, he did all the games for so many years with the great Jim Henderson and Eli, Peyton, and the boys. Cooper, they used to tag along with their dad as he was doing all the broadcasts back in those days. In the backfield, that is Davenport, the rookie they moved up in the first round to take. Makes quite a play.
That's outstanding play. And Davenport is raw, but he's got ability. You see he's long, and you see he can make plays like that.
Almost looked like a face mask.
I don't think he did, though. It looked like it, but I don't think it actually was. I think he got underneath.
They gave up next year's first-round pick to move up from 27 to 14 in the first round to take Davenport.
Well, they got to be right then.
It's the end of the third. We start the fourth. 19-10, New Orleans. Giants face second and 17 after Barkley was dropped for a 7-yard loss to end the quarter. Across the middle, Ellison. He fights for every inch. Takes a couple of Saints to finish him off. Anzalone in on the tackle.
Just a good job over the ball. We've seen this 4 or 5 times today. Ellison finding that open area and just ball out, delivered, and it's a spot they found in the Saints defense to get back on track. Big third down right here.
3rd and 6. Saints blitz, and they get to Manning back at the 25. Demario Davis has a second sack of the afternoon. He is having a big afternoon here.
This is a great job by New Orleans. A cool design defense. So the safety who's help up top is right there. He's going to go double the other side of the field. Eli has to go left here. You got to throw the one-on-one matchup left. Shepard's up top. They're doubling down to the inside receivers and Beckham, who's all on the right. You got to just stay up top on that one. He was looking right and didn't have any time to throw it anyone.
I saw a brief glance of the D coordinator, Dennis Allen. He too having a big day of it, as his defense has responded. Here's the punt back to the 18. Tate runs into the back of one of his teammates, Williams, and the Saints have the football back after a 55-yard punt. Up 9. Well, the Saints with 4 field goals and a touchdown, leading here on the road 19-10 after winning on the road last week in Atlanta.
We're waiting for that.
The handoff, that's Ginn. And Collins able to ride him down. Of course, you know, Brees and Brady have been kind of like running on the same track here toward 500 career touchdown passes. Coming into today, Brees was at 496, Brady at 494. But, of course, Peyton has the all-time record, Favre second. Tom threw 3 touchdowns in the manhandling of Miami today, so he's inched ahead by 1 as these two are both fast approaching 500.
Some incredible numbers that are staggering to look at right there.
2nd and 9. Pass a little low that time for Line. Still was catchable. He dropped the early one also. Brees came into the day, too, with 418 yards away from the all-time pass yardage record held by Peyton. He could also, with a game a little over 300 yards, take over second from Favre as he continues to add to the number of records, 13 in all career records inside the league. But those are some big ones coming up, particularly the pass yardage mark that's nearest on the list. 3rd and 9. Kamara, he went right around and the flag was thrown right in that area where Austin Carr tried to throw a block, and the Giants, including Dante Dion, believe that's going to be against Carr of the Saints.
Such a cat and mouse game on that play. They put the middle linebackers up like they did last time, like they're going to blitz them. Brees calls a screen because of it, because you can't stand in the middle and go out and cover a screen pass.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference.
Whoa.
The block occurred at the line of scrimmage.
Did he say there's no foul?
Yeah, he picked it up. Picked it up, which means that Kamara made, with the help of that block, made the move to pick up the first down. That's a big one.
You see the block right there. I mean, I can't tell from that view, but I don't know why you would throw it and then pick it up. That's the only question. Is like, what was the reasoning? That's what I want to know.
They needed 9. They got 11. And a new set of downs is Brees. Right on the mark to Meredith.
No, they make you pay. They get a penalty. They get anything. They're going to make you pay. It's Sherman. Watch this right here, coming all the way across the field. Meredith just on a deep over, and Webb just having to run across the field. You see, using Thomas as a decoy, running people off, getting the safety out of there, the corner. And well play designed by head coach Sean Payton and Pete Carmichael, the coordinator.
Picks up 20. Second catch of the game for Cameron Meredith. Now operating on the Giant side of the field. Kamara through a tiny crease.
Adjustment right there by the Giants. As soon as Hill was quarterback, Landon Collins blitzed off the edge. They're not going to let that play continue to be beaten. They said, you want to drop back and pass with them? Fine, but we're going to go ahead and come after you off the edge. Good adjustment. That play should be dead in the playbook if you're the Saints from this point on.
James Betcher, the D coordinator for the Giants, battling in this ongoing game of strategy with Sean Payton, who has had his offense every year he's been there. Every year in the top 10 of total offense numbers, including number 1, 6 years. 2nd and 8. The Giants are right all over Meredith for basically just a yard.
They're coming after every single play now. They're not messing around. They're going to come after Brees over and over again. Last time Brees got in a formation that gave him the ability to throw a screen outside. Right now, Peyton's giving him 2 plays. If they put a lot of people in the A-gap, we're going to have to do something quick outside. Let's see what kind of design. I doubt they're going to put a lot of people right next. Yep. Good job by the Giants not to put everyone in the A-gap.
3rd and 7. Quick toss. Thomas through traffic is able to weave his way for a first down.
Well done by Thomas, but look at the reason he's like, I didn't even pressure. I didn't put you in the A-gaps because I knew they were calling a screen. See how the linebackers, everyone's spread out? Go make the tackle, he's saying. And the Saints called it for the internal pressure again. And Dion just misses the tackle that would have kept them away from the first down. I mean,
3rd catch for Thomas for 36 yards. First down carry, Kamara for almost 6. Update time. JB and Nate in New York.
Raiders have battled from 14 back, Jim.
That's right. After a Browns fumble snap, Carr hits Jordy Nelson on the skinny post. How about that? The Raiders, they take the lead, 31-28.
3rd touchdown toss of the day for Derek Carr. Back to Jim Nance.
Okay, that's a desperate team at 0-3. The Raiders, and Jordy Nelson Had monster numbers at Miami last week in a loss, and he's got another touchdown today.
Landon Collins is down by the line. They better bootleg or something here.
Hill has it, and he's going to be a half-yard short. Tripped up by Collins and Armstrong. Boy, do they love this guy. Of course, they went out right before the start of the season and traded for Teddy Bridgewater from the Jets, who is the, if you will, he's the backup quarterback, but Bridgewater, the former Jet, being traded for a third-round pick.
Yeah.
And they love what they've seen out of him so far. Look at this.
Look at his arms. He's beat up right there.
Gosh.
That's your quarterback just getting a beating over and over. He's getting quarterback sneak here.
He's got the first down. Again, a little bit of everything. Think of what happened early in this game. The Giants were up 7-0, and they stopped the Saints the first 2 times they had the football, but then came the fake punt and the pass and the completion by Hill.
I mean, the Giants have played, they've bended a little bit here and there, but they overall, this is really the best performance anybody has done against the Saints offense this season. And they're in this game. I mean, you have to hold them to a field goal on this drive, but they've given themselves opportunities, and the Giants just haven't been able to counter on the other end.
Here's the toss to Gillislee. He's got blocking on that side, and from behind, almost stripping the ball loose, was Ray Armstrong. And Dion also in on the hit, but he's picked up 4.
Just a good job getting outside and trying to rip that ball away by Armstrong. See how hard the Giants play? You love it when you put tape on and everyone's running the ball. Look how many guys are around that ball carrier. Oof. That's effort, that's commitment. These guys, they play fast and hard. This is without Olivier Vernon. He just, when he comes back, I don't know, this defense, I think, is going to get better and better as the season goes on and on.
Vernon still out with a high ankle sprain, inactive today. 2nd and 6. Brees with time, stands in the pocket, incomplete. Kamara with 2 Giants around him. Saints on this drive, 3 for 3 on 3rd down after only hitting on 1 of the first 8.
2 of them are screens. So you can see the respect Sean Payton's given for this package that Bettcher has. And I love watching this cat and mouse game right here. 3rd and 6 down here. Let's see if he aligns in the A gap with some guys or doesn't here as defensive coordinator. A lot of people are on the line, but they're not really coming after him here too much.
3rd and 6. Pass to Thomas. And he's grabbed around the neck by Jenkins and tackled inside the 5.
Watch from the outside, across the field, Thomas. People run crossing routes all the time by people from the inside, but very seldom you see that guy run the crosser. This is where Sean Payton really just designs a wide open player. Look at how open that guy is.
Here's Kamara taking off and fired for it. Was he down? They got a side judge coming in and saying he was down just outside the goal line.
Second effort, maybe. We'll see here. I thought he was in just by the naked eye. Did you?
I think he might have had a knee down.
Let's see which one of us is right. It's gonna be
Close.
one of us.
We'll see where the knee is.
And he's...
Oh, he jumped and stayed off the knee. Saints are...
I'm throwing the flag.
Got the challenge flag out.
That is not good if you're a Giants fan, because I think that's going to possibly change. Sean, yeah, no, that's a touchdown. It is. It is. It's a touchdown.
He lost the goal, he said.
Is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner was short of the goal line. Timeout.
Watch the effort he makes to make sure the knee doesn't touch.
Wow. He's special.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. The best unlimited is on Verizon, America's most awarded network. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. And by Allstate, reminding you that football season is mayhem.
Here's the call, Pete Morelli.
After reviewing the play, it is a touchdown. the runner was able to stretch the ball over the goal line.
He did a magnificent job of staying elevated, not allowing the knee, the shin, anything to touch the ground before he crossed the plane. Gene Steratore, you're back in the studio. You looked at every angle. What did you say?
Just an amazing job of keeping his leg off of the ground, and a great shot from the camera to show that that leg straightens completely out while the ball is stretched and nothing touches the ground prior to the ball breaking the goal line. What a great play.
Thank you, Gene. Kamara's touchdown brings the lead now to 25-10. His second touchdown of the game. Lutz adds one more. 26-10. Still a two-possession game, but Kamara has found the end zone twice in the second half. Longest drive of the season for the Saints. Took up half the quarter, and they nailed it on third down. Kamara able to take it across. Can't help but look at Sean Payton, one of Bill Parcells' many pupils and difference makers, and one that he had a profound influence on, and certainly can attest to that too. And see Sean, I think of a lot of things he must have learned from Coach Parcells. By the way, earlier today, the Dolphins suffered their first loss, and it wasn't even close. Patriots get back on track to go to 2-2 on the year.
Point, Brady. Thank you.
Trubisky leads the Bears in a blowout over the Bucs with 6 touchdown passes, and the Bengals of Andy Dalton, boy, he's off to a great start to the season. They win with seconds to go in a high-scoring affair down in Atlanta.
Back-to-back losses at home for Atlanta.
From first down, and the receiver Barkley wasn't ready for it. Yeah, some more background on that. The rookie Sony Michel, over 100 yards and a touchdown. Trubisky's numbers impressive. Second-year quarterback. Dalton over 303 touchdowns, and Zeke with a career-high scrimmage yards today as the Cowboys had to drive late to set up a winning field goal.
They needed that one too. It was a big drive at the end, and it was thrown to Zeke down the sideline. Great throw by Dak and a great catch and route by Zeke.
Across the middle, they go again. Barkley tries to cut past it. Look at how somehow he's squirmed free, and he's got a first down.
Well, you see right here, this is where, when you look at these guys, the Giants, they're not great in these situations. This is why they can't get the ball down the field that often. You see how exposed that offensive line made Eli Manning? He had to throw it right down over the ball. And great job by Barkley, but this is not how the Giants are going to win football games, by trying to block these guys over and over again.
Again, with the middle of the field, and Ellison has it for about 7.
This tells me that O-line, just having seen it through 3 or 4 games now, they're just not, they're a little bit better than last year, but they still don't have the ability to take a 7-step drop and throw the football outside the numbers, way down the field, wait for deep ends. You know, they haven't shored that up yet.
2nd and 4. Again, wide open is the middle. And Barkley has the first down as he bounces around to the Saints.
Eli got hit again right after he let go of a ball that, you know, was right over the ball, 2 yards in front of him.
To the Saints 49 as we have 5.5 to play.
That's a great job there. He didn't get hit a lot in the game because their play calling tries to eliminate their weakness. It's a good job by Shermer, but it catches up with you. And today was a classic example.
Pass to Beckham. Look at that cut. Down to the 21 of New Orleans.
Poor job. Great job right there by the Giants, but you're going to watch Latimer's 10 yards off for no reason. I mean, just a little too safe right there in the coverage. Obviously playing the old school prevent defense at the end of the game.
Not preventing a whole lot right now.
Well, the same thing. Come out and throw it again.
Pass incomplete.
He tried to throw it to him again, just a hair late.
So they need 2 touchdowns, a couple of 2-point conversions. It can be done.
It can be. And, you know, you score. I mean, Seems possible. I mean, right here, you're just looking for a score, and then we'll figure out the next after that.
2nd and 10.
Getting up tighter now.
118.
Just unloaded with the pressure. And that was held on to for the catch by Sterling Shepard.
You see that internal pressure on Eli? It's just, you can't go 8 straight plays. Watch right up the middle here. You tell me how long he gets to stand in that pocket and survey the field. I mean, just...
Of course, they went out in the offseason. They made one of the biggest free agent acquisitions, signing Nate Solder, the left tackle, away from New England.
And he looks good. That's an improvement. Just they're not playing good enough inside to protect, the inside of the pocket. And the right tackle's been beat a ton this year. And
here's the pass. Down to the line is Shepard again.
But if you give him time, he can do that. He just needs time. If you give Eli Manning time, look at the slide up, accurate right over.
10th catch of the game for Shepard for 78 yards and the Giants touchdown. They mark it at the 2 after a 19-yard pass play.
Just get up, hand it off real quick. Throw the fade, either one.
There's the give. Barkley grabbed and stopped. About a half-yard short.
He wanted to reach out there, but he knew it could possibly fumble it. You could see he was thinking it while he was held up right at the end.
Stallworth, who wrapped him up, 76.
Right here, it's like, do I reach it?
And now, just inside the 1.
One-on-one up top with Beckham.
Gonna hand it off. Barkley, look at that! Woo! Did he soar? That is some serious hang time.
Oh, that was serious.
Yes, it was.
Serious elevation, indeed. Watch this.
Shades of Marcus
Look at where
Allen.
he jumps from. The 3. He was behind the 3.
Yeah.
He jumps a yard, flips over, and then...
Walter Payton, you think of some through the years.
Wow.
Again, Marcus Allen.
Oh, my goodness.
That's impressive. Now they've got to go for 2. So
here we go. This is the biggest play.
Yep, pay off the drive. You got to convert here to get it down to a 1-possession game.
They're throwing this football. You cannot hand this off. To me, though, Beckham's going to have some sort of pick inside, something that someone's going to rub route for him.
That kind of time wide open, and they get it for 2.
You had to see him. If they don't call this, you can block on the line of scrimmage. Beckham, I think everyone saw that. He jacked Crawley.
Boy, did he ever.
They're back in it.
Pat Shurmur and the Giants have brought this down to a 1-possession game at 26-18. And now, with 3:44 to go, and each team has all timeouts remaining, would you even entertain the idea of onside kick?
You'd entertain the idea because of the greatness of the Saints offense, but you got to kick this ball deep. Too much time, 3 timeouts. Now, if you're the Saints, we got to play for an onside possibility and adjust to the kickoff.
Rosas kicks it high, and again backpedals and has to feel it. Oh, handle. Lost the handle, still doesn't have it, and he is walloped back at the 3-yard line.
What is he? Look at, he is not happy, and he shouldn't be. Why are you catching that ball at the 1-yard line? You have all those guys way up there for the onside. Look at this. Oh my goodness. What a horrible decision. And then catch it. You have to catch it. Oh. This is a backbreaker. Now Sean Payton's like, you call the plays. This is what Parcells you talked about earlier. He'd go, you know what? You call the play, special teams coach or Ted Ginn. You call it from the 3 coming out now. Because it's so easy. Oh, man, he's fired up. We got ourselves a football game. If I'm New York, I'm coming after him. You know they're going to try and run this ball. Oh,
Brees coming out, looking to throw from the end zone. He's got a man wide open, and they get right out of the jam out to the 25 with Hill left alone.
That's when you trust your quarterback explicitly. Watch, he's going to do this and move out of the pocket. In his face, A-gap pressure.
Ted Ginn called a good play.
Not a lot of coaches, yeah. Not a lot of coaches. would call that pass coming out right there. That's Sean Payton. He's got guts.
Now just letting the clock move inside 3 minutes.
Well, they're going to have to use him now from here on out.
Breeze might just barely beat the play clock. Kamara plows ahead for 2. Saturday, the best game for the best conference features 5th-ranked LSU taking on Florida. The drive to Atlanta and college football today bring you all you need to know beginning at 2:30 Eastern on CBS. Louisiana State University and the Florida Gators next Saturday. Timeout called by the Giants. Speaking of LSU, Beckham and the Giants hoping some way their defense can find a way to get the ball back in their hands. Giants have 2 timeouts to go. 2:45 remaining in the game.
Second and 8. This is where you have a very safe throw that you want to be aggressive, but also you have to get it complete.
Looking way down the field. Now looking for options. All kinds all day. And now just throws it over the head of Kamara. 3rd and 8.
Outstanding coverage by the Giants. Took everything away. And here we go. This has to be a screen. So and as you see right here, they're going to come across, block up half the field, try and check it down. Things are covered. Breeze wisely gets rid of the ball and setting up the big play for 3rd and 8 right here. You know what? I'm coming in after him if I'm the Giants and just saying, if you're going to screen it, go ahead. Tell my corners to get up, tackle any screens, be aggressive.
Here's Breeze out of the gun. 3rd and 8. Rifles it. Incomplete. And the Giants are getting the football back. Oh, no. Flag out.
It's going to be on the Giants. Did he make that call? Oh, they're talking about it. Are they going to pick it up? Oh, no, it's going to be a penalty. I thought he did hold him, though, so we got to see this, but when I was watching the route.
Pass interference, number 38 defense, automatic first down.
Called on Dante Dion.
Well, let's see. He's right here. Now watch, and let's see. As I was watching, yeah, right there. That's a hold. That's going to get called every time. That's the correct call.
Got a hold of the uniform. They're going to throw that flag every time.
You have to, and he doesn't need to hold there. He has help with the safety coming in too. It's a killer.
2.5 to go. Can still get the ball back with 2 timeouts and the 2-minute stoppage. On a little option play. Pitch. Kamara. Big gain out of bounds, which will stop the clock, but it picked up about 9.
That's always the tough call about throwing the pitch right there. It's a great play. You get 9. You do give them that timeout, though. Basically, the Giants just got an extra timeout, but if you're New Orleans, it's great if you get the first down here. But all of a sudden, you get a -1 here. Now it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Different story.
Breeze hurries into the huddle and releases the team.
He's just going to hand it off to the left. Just straight handoff.
There it is. Kamara jogs a little bit to the right, picks up the first. And then a whistle and a timeout called by the Giants, but a new set of downs for New Orleans. While we have a little break, it's update time. JB and Nate, New York.
Jim, Seattle game winner.
Yes, Savannah Janikowski doing what he does best, kicking grass, Seabass. The game winner, 52 yards for the field goal. Seahawks win 20-17.
Back to Jim Nance.
And look at the Cardinals drop to 0-4 with the heartbreak loss at the end. So 1 timeout remaining here for the Giants.
And the 2-minute warning. So you got 2 timeouts. You're still fine. You got to play just aggressive, normal defense. If you're the Saints, you have to get a first down here. You don't want them to have the ball back with 1 minute and probably 20. That's what it would be. Around 1 minute and 20. If they gave you a 3-and-out here, it'd be 1 minute and 20. You're giving them the ball back, which is possible. It's hard to go 80, 85, 90 yards, but it's possible. You're looking to still be aggressive if you're New Orleans and the Giants come after them. You want to come after them and try and get that ball out. Dislodge it every time you're trying to make this tackle, but get the safeties down.
Ready! You ready for touch?
Reeves gives it to Kamara. He's got a huge opening. And he's able to get past the secondary and take off for his 3rd touchdown of the game.
We talked about him gliding earlier. It didn't even look like he was running hard, and he was running away from everybody. And he just left. He said, goodbye, I'm going back to New Orleans. See you next week.
Getting on the bus, and they'll take him to the airport. And they're about to, in all likelihood, go home with a win. He's ready to go.
Great job by Pete and Hill on the block.
Right, it doesn't even look like
he doesn't even
there's
look like
another gear. You know, there's another one in reserve.
Remember we talked about the Digger's thing where it looks like he just looks like he's normal speed, but it's like nobody ever can kind of catch up. He just kind of outruns you. And I mean, the crazy thing is Taysom Hill's faster than him. Team's false.
I'd like to see that, but that's what they say. He timed out faster at the combine.
I'm sticking with 41 right there. There's not a lot of things. Look at the efficient movement right there. There's not a lot of things that make coaches happier than the 4-minute offense they called at the end of the game, where you just run out the clock. Look at them. Boom!
Yeah.
You're going to walk in and be like, oh, line, we had to have you have it. They got 9 guys around the box, and we just said, we're running it right here. We ran it down your throat.
Found that a drive that began all the way back at their own 3-yard line. 97-yard drive. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes is coming up, an inside look at the Kavanaugh hearings, followed by the premieres of God Friended Me and NCIS Los Angeles, plus Magna PI tonight, only CBS. You know, one other thing, once he was into the secondary, he still had, you know, at that point, yeah, the Giants have a timeout and a 2-minute warning, but if he was tackled at the 10, it's probably game over. At least you could say, maybe our offense could do something crazy quickly, get an onside kick. I mean, he's just talking about what you got to do. The Camaro run appears to have been a game sealer, but 3 rushing touchdowns ties the team record. That are
holding. Number 82 of the receiving team. After this is a goal, first down.
By the way, one of those
2-minute warning
that holds the team record is Archie Manning with 3 rush touchdowns. Camaro just one of those that just tied that. 2-minute warning.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by McDonald's and by NFL Sunday Ticket, only on DirecTV.
Back for the last 2 minutes, and the Giants all the way back at the 9 after having surrendered a 97-yard touchdown drive by the Saints to go back up by 15. Eli still has it. Now he completes it to Beckham. He's able to get out of bounds. The executive producers of the NFL on CBS are Sean McManus and Harold Bryant. President of CBS Sports is David Burson. Vice President of Remote Production, Steve Karasik. Today's game produced by Jim Rickoff, directed by Mike Arnold. Our replay producer, Ryan Galvin. Associate directors are Brian Kozowski and Eric Spitzer.
Ego contact, defense. Penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
The Vice President of Studio Production for CBS Sports is Tyler Hale. The NFL Today produced by Drew Kaliski, directed by Bob Matina. Creative Director of CBS Sports, Pete Radovich Jr. Broadcast Associates of today's game, Brian Marr and Adam Cohen. Technical Manager, Pete Galander. And our Technical Director, Mike Tiffey. Audio Supervisor, Ed Soltis. Stats provided by Ethan Cooperson, Thomas Borstein, Josh Cohen, our spotters, editorial consultants, Tom Spencer, Tom Brewer, and our production manager, Katie McGuire. 2nd and 10. And Eli falls at the 31-yard line.
That's what you wanted the running back you're talking about if he goes down. You know, we've talked about that a million times. You know, coaches go over end game scenarios a million different times. And I like what, you know, Kamara, we were just talking about it. You were fine with him going into score, I think. Oh my goodness, look at
Keep his balance. Well, you were saying it was look as though he may have had something reserved, as if maybe he was thinking, "Hey, am I supposed to score here or not?"
Well, yeah, that's the thing is there's so many scenarios at the end. You got to score there. It's a no-brainer at that point because they have a timeout. But he goes down. But if there's no timeouts and it's under 2 minutes, the game is over 100%. So that's when they want the guys to go down, so the other team never has the opportunity to possibly score quick and onside it. So your coaches go over anytime you're under 2 minutes, you know. But when you have a long run like that, you're going to finish that off 100%, as you should.
Kamara, 19 carries, 134 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Another 47 yards in the pass game off 5 receptions. So he leads the league in scrimmage yards. He adds another 181 today. Eli thought about it and now falls out. Ball came out. They've ruled him down, I believe. Quick whistle. As Tyler Davison provided a lot of the heat on the quarterback there.
I tell you, you see that hit? That ball's out too. Actually, that's a fumble.
The Giants have called a timeout.
Probably stopped his forward progress is the call then. But you know, I actually think Eli's played well. You know, these last 6 quarters going into this game, and he played fine today. It's just their offense isn't built to get this ball down the field many different ways. You know, they just don't have the offensive line. It's just you can't just all of a sudden make up something.
They're going to review that last play that again inside 2 minutes. So.
Yeah, well, it's a fumble. I mean, I can tell you that.
At first, there's some
just a
discussion.
matter of,
what did they give him the forward progress? But you see the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Either the whistle is blown or not.
This is a significant upgrade for the Saints defense today.
Oh, I think the Saints needed to have a game like this just to feel comfortable that they're not just giving up big plays left and right. I mean, you know, this is
last in scoring defense. And the whistle was later, so they can't say early whistle. They were last in scoring defense, allowing 34 a game.
Yeah, but I mean, the Saints were the same thing last year, and they ended up having a really, really good defense.
Right.
So
certainly gelled. We saw them week 2 last year against New England, and they gave up a lot of points, a lot of yards.
I just want, yeah, you're exactly
and then
right.
By the middle of the year,
everyone's like, wow, they have a great defense. You know, the thing too is, I just want to see for Dennis Allen to get this really going. You want to go ahead and go with that bonus coverage, Jim? Go ahead and fire that up.
Yeah, I got a little bonus coverage coming up after this. The Chargers and the 49ers. They still got 7 minutes to go in that game.
Wow. Those announcers are going to be there for a lot longer than we are here.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback fumbled the ball and was recovered by New Orleans. Please set the game clock to 57 seconds.
So there you go.
And New York will not be charged a timeout.
And by the way, that's Sheldon Rankins right there you just saw. He's played outstanding this year. We haven't talked much about him, but right there, he's played outstanding football. He pops off the tape. He's really been a big addition. That's why I think this team, if the second corner opposite of 23 Lattimore can play good football, this team will be good defensively as the season goes on again.
The next game will be October the 8th at home against the Washington Redskins. Look at Bridgewater. He's taking over one of our cameras.
Well, I tell you what, if he can return kickoffs, they're going to find a way to get him on the field.
You guys, can you give us a little idea what's coming out of his camera? Okay.
It's not a CBS affiliated camera, I guess.
I thought it was. Okay. But this is a happy bunch. Will be taking on a Washington team that has a bye this week.
But it's amazing like Bridgewater just let them victory.
You know what I mean? Oh, come on, Pat. Don't do that.
Giants are going to fall to 1-3.
I want to see this Giants team, as Pete talks to nobody because his mic's off. What are you doing, Pete?
Please set the game clock to 54 seconds. Thank you.
They open up the season at home with a surprising loss to Tampa, 48-40.
And then they were in the battle.
And they beat Cleveland. Could have lost that game. And then, of course, last week had the overtime win in Atlanta. Now 3 straight victories. And they go home to take on Washington.
That is a tough schedule. Wow.
At Baltimore, at Minnesota. We'll have to snap it one more time.
I love what the Giants have done defensively. I think they're going to get better and better this year. The future's bright with this system, you know, with their personnel. I think they have a tweak here or there, but offensively, they've got to find offensive linemen. I know it's early in the year. I think you got to keep trying out different rotations. You got to move people around to get this thing set. If you do, you'll get the best version. You can't use your weapons enough when they're all on the field if there's not enough time for them to push you down the field vertically.
What did you do at the end of your career against the Giants?
I don't even know what that question means.
Yes, you do.
Talking about a win or something?
A few wins?
I don't know. I feel like I may have beaten the Giants a few times at the end of my career. Or do you have a stat or something?
No, they are going to be on the short end of this one. We got some bonus coverage coming up.
Of what? My game against the Giants?
No. I know you like to bring that one back. But we're going to show the folks San Francisco and the Chargers. Been great fun, Tony. We'll see you next week, Kansas City, for Jacksonville and the Chiefs.
Should be a good one.
Bonus coverage coming up for Tony and Tracy. Jim Nance saying so long from East Rutherford. Let's go to JB in New York.